You're listening to the Waypoint TV Podcast Network, brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Hey everyone, this is Captain Steve Roger from Into the Blue TV. And as soon as I feel a little break from this heat, I know that hunting season is upon us. Actually, the first time I ever went hunting, a buddy took me. Wasn't my father or my grandfather. In fact, I took my father on his very first hunt. Well, Academy Sports and Outdoor Stores has everything to gear up for the field for less. Plus, you can shop a wide selection of ammo, shotguns, deer corn, rifle, feeder, game cameras, camo, and more from the brands you trust. Text HUNT24 to 22369 to take $20 off a $100 purchase when you shop hunting supplies at academy.com. Need a hunting license? Pick it up in store while you're shopping.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon. The holidays are here, and you know what that means. It's time to get your friends and family the gifts they deserve. Take the stress out of shopping with Amazon's great deals and low prices on a huge range of items from toys to tech and much more. Whoever you're gifting for, Amazon has great prices on everything you need this holiday season. Shop Black Friday week deals now.
Who's the first person you're texting right after you shoot a big buck? For me, I always text my dad. Good news is we'll be able to start sending those texts as hunting season is finally here. And Academy Sports and Outdoor Store has everything to gear you up for the field for less. Plus, shop a wide selection of ammo, shotguns, rifles, feeders, game cameras, camo, deer corn, and more from the brands that you trust. Text HUNT24, that's HUNT24, at 22369 to take $20 off when you spend $100 on hunting supplies at academy.com. And if you need to grab a hunting license, you can pick it up in-store while you're shopping.
Welcome back to the Outdoor Drive Podcast. We have an early drop here. This is actually the drop of the Bowtech. So this is episode 271. We decided to drop this thing early. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And the new Bowtechs are here. They actually just dropped today, and you're going to hear it firsthand from the boys from Bowtech Northeast. This is your boy East Coast Trev, and I'm joined with the madman himself. Dude, what's up, man?
What up?
You sound drained. You all right?
I'm refreshed today.
Are you?
Still on the ground, bro. I don't stop.
Yeah. Oh, it's so true. It's
busted out the Bowtech this morning for a Sunday fun day in the great state of Connecticut.
Yeah, on God's day, right? I mean, you got to get out there and do it when you can.
Oh, it felt good out there today, too. It was windy, but when the wind died down, man, it felt like a deer killing morning. But I didn't see shit.
Well, it happens, man. So we decided to do an early drop on this one here on the 26th of November. This is actually the day that Bowtech drops all the good things from Bowtech. So we decided to do a podcast with the boys from Bowtech Northeast, so you guys can hear all about the new things coming here to you guys in the great state. And don't forget to use the promo code when you guys are going and buying your new Bowtech. But everything's been great. It's been on the grind. We got some really cool podcasts coming, talking about what we got going on throughout the season and all that. We don't want to spoil too much. It's more of a gear-styled podcast and just kind of talk about some of the Bowtechs, unless Stevie's got something he wants to break into, but I think maybe keep it to that whole gear-style podcast. Not too many crazy intro stories.
Speaking of grind, I went up to Chakowski's today to pick up my deer.
Yeah.
And, like, dude, I know they're slammed. They're super busy. Like, they're just outright drained, right?
Mm-hmm.
So figure in and out, right? Grab that box of meat and get home, right?
Yeah.
Before I could get out of there, Stephen Carpenter shows up.
Of course.
Dude, I was there for at least 4 hours.
They were probably begging you to get off the front steps.
Yeah, I felt bad. Like, I kind of felt like I should leave, but I didn't feel. I felt welcome. And
Yeah.
Stephen wasn't moving; he was planted firm. So I was like, "I'll just hang out and shoot the shit, man." I had an absolute blast, and it was kind of like a little recharge, right? Because it's just grind during rutcation. It's like hunt, sleep. You're just constantly like moving and gearing towards the next hunt, and like just hanging out at the butcher shop, shooting the shit and telling stories, man, like it definitely was like good for the soul.
Yeah, those are always good days. It's like we always talk about, the kill post on blue tag check-in day. Like go there and kind of hang out, and it's kind of the same thing in that camaraderie. We love for all that stuff. I was there earlier in the day, and them guys were in there working, dude. I literally waved to them in the window. They said, Trev's here to pick up a deer. The little guy come out. And I was like, tell everyone I said hi. I'm out of here. I don't want to distract nobody from what they're doing. And you were there towards the end of the day, so it's a little bit different. But I don't want to distract them at 10 in the morning,
I was there for half the day.
Yeah. Were they still cutting the whole time? Nobody stopped doing what they were doing, right?
I was there for the last couple cuts of the day, and then just kind of help them clean up a little bit, empty some of the barrels and all that stuff.
Right.
No, great time. The only thing that would have made it better is it's Sunday, so they don't take deer in on Sunday.
Right.
It would have been kind of cool to see deer flowing in, and all that stuff. But it was like kind of chill because nothing was coming in. It was everything going out.
Yeah.
But dude,
they were on a super strict regimen down there as far as how many deer they'll put in on certain days and stuff. And I get it because it can be overwhelming.
They have to.
Well, I mean, like when we had the butcher shop, dude, I mean, like it was all bars hold, man. Like you literally, dude, there'd be a pile inside the door when we would get there at 1:00 in the afternoon on blue tag day. Like you would be walking on bodies, and then you would be there until midnight skinning. You can't do that to yourself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, no. I remember we took in opening day one day. I think we had 160 something or 170 something deer hanging on opening day. I mean, to the point that we had a roller system in the whole cooler. The walk-in cooler was literally hanging low because there was so much weight on it. And it's just, you can't do that to yourself, man. And that's where problems. And when you segregate how many days that you can have them come in, and it's not fair to Erica and Sean. I mean, like they can't. That's not fair to them. Even
Erica and Sean, it's the whole family.
Yeah, everyone's involved. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're all
the neighbors, the girlfriends. I mean, they're all down there. I mean,
I don't know what would be more of a grind and more exhausting.
I don't miss it.
Hunting for those 2 weeks or just cutting deer for 2 weeks.
I don't miss it. I don't miss it. We used to do it, and it was just nuts. We would cut 20 deer. I mean, that's what they do. It's like. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of dedication, and hats off to them guys. And they do a stand-up job on every single deer that goes through there. I mean, everything is packaged perfect, and they're just stand-up people. I can't say enough great stuff about them.
Honestly, couldn't thank them enough to just letting me hang out for as long as I did. I don't think they realized how much I enjoyed just standing around, shooting the shit and telling stories, and you know how it is. It was just awesome.
Yeah, like we were talking when I had left there. I would love to do the same thing, but I don't want to take them away from. I know how that is. When I had my taxidermy shop and guys would be there and you're there for 45 minutes and they're talking and you're taking you away from what you're doing, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was there early, so if I was there later, it would have been different. But
honestly, that's what I was expecting to do because I know how busy they are.
Right.
I'm blaming it all on Stephen Carpenter, 100%. It was his
Sounds
fault.
good.
Without a doubt.
Steve is always the root of the evil, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You go to the bar with Steve, and then you're there until close, or it's always just...
He kind of brought the bar with him. I think that's what started the whole thing.
Yeah, that's Steve. Yeah.
But so I just kind of blamed it on him, and I'm like, hey, if he's still here, then I'm still here. For all I know, Sean was probably in the back of his head. I was like, I wish these two Muppets would leave, but I'm a dummy over here. So. Yeah.
It's all good. Speaking of the butcher shop and mopping up, dude, you got some killers corners. I know they've been kind of flowing in.
We're operating on a short week too. Don't forget.
Yeah, I know. I know. I didn't know if there was anything that popped off. I saw there was one from Maine. There was a couple that are kind of coming.
Brad Barrett shot a stud in Maine, and he's new to the group too. That was kind of like his introduction post.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome to the group, Brad. We got a couple of good ones here too. Big supporter Ryan Mack had a little success the other day. So congratulations to you, bud. I know you've been working your ass off at work and haven't had a lot of time in the woods.
I'm going to pause you right there for 1 second and I want to preface this because this is an important thing to me. You probably didn't even see this, honestly, Steve, but as an admin, when somebody goes to write a comment, if they're not part of the group, it asks to accept or deny the thing, and I can preview it.
Me too. I'm an admin too, dude.
I know, but I'm saying I didn't know if you saw it or not. But somebody had wrote on there, like, was it with its mother?
I saw that.
Or something. And one of the things about our group that we do not tolerate is that shit. There's no bashing. I don't care if the thing still had spots. If it's legal, it's legal. Let it be, dude. And we're not going to accept it. And if you decide to do something like that, we're going to kick you out because it's not those regular state pages. It's not. We don't tolerate it. So I just wanted to preface that because
I would have accepted it. Been like, yeah, it was his mother. Shot the mother in the face too. What's it to you?
I know, but it's just that it's that bashing thing that we don't stand for on the other hunting page, on the quote unquote other hunting pages that we don't tolerate. We don't pay attention to that. I mean, we watch them. But we don't comment on them. We don't get involved in all the bullshit as much as we will. I mean, I hold my tongue a lot, and I want to say a bunch of things to a bunch of these people that run these pages because they're fucking idiots. But we'll let that be. Anyways,
just let the trigger finger do the talking.
That's what I say. That's it. When the bodies stack up, they know what's up. So keep going.
My boy Nick Winton got it done the other day. That was cool. He his buddy was with him too, and they filmed it too. So that was awesome. I got to see the footage of that. Brandon, and then my main man Chris Bittman with a stud. And I haven't really talked to him. I was in the woods when we were texting about it. He had a little mishap towards the end of bow season on a nice 9-pointer. With his rangefinder got in the way or something, and he missed a buck. I'm pretty certain he missed the same buck like last week.
Yeah, he calls it the redemption buck. We actually had talked about it.
I texted him that. I was like, the redemption buck.
Yeah, because we were talking after I had shot mine. We were texting back and forth, and then he had sent over the trail cameras, and it was like 2 days later, a day later, he ends up shooting. The redemption buck, and it's a stud, absolute stud. I just wish that Chris would take pictures holding the deer, just so you can see the
shit.
No, he doesn't care, dude.
Whatever.
Take a picture holding your deer. I will when it's taxidermy.
Those are some good ones, man. Like those are some like true. I mean, Brad's new to the group, obviously, but like Ryan, Nick, and Chris are some like big time supporters of the podcast, man. So it's always nice to see those guys that are like super close to us, with some good, like some really good deer too,
Yeah, filling the freezer and killing some good bucks. I mean, congratulations to you guys.
It's awesome too because like it goes back to what I was saying in last week's podcast, right? That this is that time of the year where it's like Trev shoots one, I shoot one, then Nick shoots one, then the next day you get a text from Chris Bittman, he shot one, and it's like somebody that you're pretty close to that like someone's gonna shoot a stud like every single day.
It's on. It's that time of the year, and now them bucks are still rutting, but they're going back to them food sources now. So it's gonna be it's kind of that transition, that tail end of that rut, and them deer are gonna start. They're still going to shoot some studs. Like, they're still going to act up, and things are going to get weird. And it looks like next week is super crazy cold front. In the 29s, I saw, some crazy morning. So, super looking forward to the guys shooting some more deer. And congratulations to them. And for you guys that don't know what we're talking about, that are tuning into the podcast, if you guys aren't on Facebook, we have there's two pages. There's an actual podcast page called the Outdoor Drive Podcast, and then there's the Outdoor Drive, which is our group page. So if you post in the Outdoor Drive or tag us on Facebook or Instagram, we do the Killer's Corner. So your photo gets shared on our social media platforms, and then we shout you out here on the podcast. We just like to see what's going on and stay informed with supporters, and just like to congratulate you. And it's a huge thing that we've always strived for, and just building a good community of good people. Just kind of share their stories. It's just I guess a lot of that stems back from the forum. I miss watching and hearing and the stories and that kind of thing. We should almost the Outdoor Drive forum, but I can't moderate another fucking
People
thing.
Still use forums anymore?
So forums are pretty big. I mean, bowhunting.com has a forum still. There's a fishing one here locally. ctfisherman.com is another one. What Bow Sight, I think, is another one that they have one. He's a Connecticut guy. He started before CT bow hunting. But forearms are still super big. But social media has obviously overran a lot of that stuff. But hey, it's a lot of work to get a forum up and running, and I'm not willing to put forth the time in it. We have too much stuff going on for that, but that's why we have the Outdoor Drive group. So, let's get through the sponsors and
You're there, bud?
no, I was kind of
like you really out of breath.
I was joking. I was trying to like talk and try not to
far away from me to come over there and give you CPR.
Yeah. Do you know my known location just in case something
Are you
happens?
still out of breath from dragging that deer out of the woods last week?
Probably. Good bet. Good thing my little brother and my nephew came and helped me and my niece. It was super cool to have him. Little Peckerhead. He came and helped me. He loves that shit. He's like, oh, this is a nice 8-pointer. Look at the hooves on this thing. He's something else. Fucking something else. He gets me going. But right. I forgot what I was saying. Sponsors.
We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah. Sponsors and so Bowtech refused to follow. If you guys haven't, the reason that most of you guys are here is because of the drop of the Bowtech. Some really cool stuff coming from them. I'll let them talk to that, but make sure to go to all of your bow shops and shoot the new Bowtech. They are there, and you can now test them out. Not going into circulation for a little bit, but you can go and shoot them. So go and check out Bowtech, bowtech.com, and see what they got going on.
Pay attention later in the podcast because there is an opportunity for a free bow case
if you buy a Bowtech.
And drop a little something about the Outdoor Drive.
Yep. Huntworth, huntworth.com. Get more for less with Huntworth. If you guys haven't gone over to Huntworth now, they actually are running their biggest Black Friday sale. 40%. That's the most that they offer for anybody. So make sure to get on over there. Use that promo code that they have for 40% off. You guys can get all your heat boost, all of your late season gear, the new Vertec, all that good stuff over at huntworth.com. Latitude Outdoors. They're also running some really good promotions. The boys are just.
You see what they did?
What's that?
I told everybody you got to get on that email list.
Yeah, they dropped an couple days early on the email list. So make sure to get on over there, latitudeoutdoors.com. Make sure to follow them too on social media or definitely YouTube and watch the grit. Them boys are just absolutely knocking them down. Actually, congratulations to Alex. He just shot a really nice one last night in Kansas. So go and check those guys out, latitudeoutdoors.com. WCB, Working Class Bowhunter, workingclassbowhunter.com. You guys use the promo code Outdoor Drive and get some money off of merch. They have killer merch, hats, t-shirts, some really cool stuff, badass bumper stickers, you name it. Go and check those guys out. Working Class Bowhunter, huge supporters of those guys. Those are our brothers from the Midwest. Go and check them out. Listen to their podcast if you haven't already. workingclassbowhunter.com. Working class for your ass. Anyways, Fourth Arrow Camera Arms. If you guys are looking to get into filming of any sort, they are also running a Black Friday sale over there at fourtharrowcameraarms.com. So go and check those guys out. See what's going on. If you guys want to get into filming, even turkey season, tripods, fluid heads. They do wind sense. They do a little bit of everything over there. So go and check those guys out. They are great people. Joe Coy over there. He shot a really nice buck the other day, so congratulations to him. And then Aaron Satterfield, Saddies Fatties. Turkey season is right around the corner, but even if you're a waterfowl hunter, he also sells waterfowl loads, coyote loads, and turkey loads. So you guys want to load up on that. The new website is up and running, so you guys can get on and order online. That's super huge. So you guys can get over there, Saddies Fatties. If the Saddies are flying, the birds are dying, and we know that for truth, and I am ready for turkey season, to be honest with you. I almost texted you the other day, Stevie, and been like...
Saturday, so it would have been yesterday in podcast land, or however that works.
Yeah.
Anyways, Maddie was killing his turkeys up at the corner, so, the big kill party, plucking and all that stuff. So I stopped by because I knew the boys would be up there, see how they were making out or whatever. So they're about half done. And one of Maddie's domestic birds gobbled in the pen.
Yeah.
And dude, the hair on the back of my neck stood up. I was like, I'm ready to go. And they're over there, killing them the way you're supposed to kill them. And I'm like, dude, give me a box of Saddies, man. I can make this go a lot faster.
It's funny, is the other day I was gonna text you and be like, "Is it turkey season yet? I'm ready to start scouting for turkeys. I'm over it." Like we've had a very successful deer season. Deer season's been good. It's been a grind. It's been awesome. But man, I'm ready to get with my boys, film some kids, and turkey hunt. I actually, funny story, real quick. Shout out. I met somebody through some mutual friends. Younger fella, 14 years old, getting into hunting. His grandfather had got him into hunting, and he's just getting started. He's a youth boy, shot a couple of pheasants, but his mom asked me, "Hey, would you, if you're ever looking for a hunting buddy, would you bring him or whatever?" And I said, "Yeah, 100%." I said, "Deer season's just about over." I said, "Things are kind of calming down." I said, "Once shed season starts, I'd love to, just get him out, come out shed hunting, whatever. But I really would like to film him youth season." So having another youth guy, super excited. And he's a young boy, just kind of getting into it, doesn't really have a father that's into it. He actually learned through his grandfather's friends. So it'd be nice to have a young guy to kind of come and teach and mentor. Everybody's getting so damn old. Look at Kaysen, dude. He's just out drilling everything. He's out performing all of us. He's a savage.
Yeah. I saw the weight book in the Tchaikovsky. The little Kaysen's buck outweighed my buck too.
Did it really?
This gay got a couple pounds, but
that's crazy.
Well, good for him, dude. I root for that kid every day.
Well, let's drop this thing, man. Let's hop off of here. Let's get the boys from Northeast Bowtech. Well, actually, I'm sorry. We had the boys, quote unquote, from Northeast Bowtech, but we lost Eric due to crappy service. So let him do his thing. Caleb
by himself.
What's that?
We're gonna have to catch up with Eric and have a own podcast with him to shoot the shit.
Yeah, for sure. He's killing all kinds of crazy stuff. So let's get the boys on. Let's talk about the new drops, the things that are going on. Pay attention for the promo code. We'll promote it after this. But go and shoot a Bowtech and really see what we're talking about. Until then, we'll see you guys next week.
The Outdoor Drive Podcast.
We got the boys from Northeast Bowtech on the podcast. Great to have you guys. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. Hopefully we can see what's inside of Bowtech. How we doing, guys? Caleb and Eric. How are you guys?
Good. Thanks for having us, Trevor.
Let's kick this thing right off, man. Why don't you guys introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and a little bit about what you do.
So I'm Caleb Moser. I'm here with Bowtech and Pure Archery Group, and I'm the Northeast sales rep, territory manager. I work with all the shops in New England, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and pretty much put all the bows on the shelves for you guys to come shoot, enjoy, check out, and see some of the best equipment on the market. I'm located up here in central upstate New York, just outside of the Catskills.
How about you, Eric?
Well, I'm Eric Taylor. I've been with Bowtech. This is going to be my 11th year. I've been a staff shooter for them. Currently, I help Caleb kind of manage some of the staff as well as all the social media stuff. Driven to archery, and archery is my lifestyle and kind of what why I work is to be able to support this life that I live.
So how did the two of you guys get connected?
So pretty much when I started, I've been a rep for many years in many different companies, and then been with Bowtech now for about the last 3 years. And when I came on board and they hired me as the rep for the Northeast, Eric was on board as a existing staff shooter and staffer. He had been there for years before I had been there, and he just continued on. We had an instant friendship, I guess, and just very kinship from passion for archery. People who are passionate about archery, there's not that many of them out there. and it's pretty much closer than you'd think. So people have a lot of interest. We seem to hit it off, and he works with my staff great. He's one of my top guys without a doubt. And it's great. He works with all the shops and all the shows and just many individuals in archery, getting them going. So that's kind of how we met and got together, and we've just been rocking it since for the last couple.
I thought honestly, you guys have been friends for 100 years. That's what I kind of I kind of felt that. I thought you guys have been buddies forever.
It's weird. It's like one of those guys who's texting me his deer pictures at 4:30 in the morning. I'm texting him back, and there's just every day. It's and then it's like everything. It's you're cheering them on when they get that buck, or you're talking about every little thing that's going on out there, and it's been great. Yeah, it's been good. We've become really close friends over these last couple of years. It's been great, and just our whole team is a really great team. We have a lot of other guys on board and gals who work with us. And that's what really helps me get my job done and work with the shops and do what we do across New England, showing the bows, promoting the sport across target, hunting, every kind of facet of archery we can.
What do you think that kind of puts Bowtech aside from any other brand?
So Bowtech, I really think is the bows are 100% United States made from United States products that we make in-house in our facility or in a facility down the road that we know is United States made in quality control and is where it comes from. And then we build the best product out there. That's what we're striving to do, and give you technologies and advancements in these bows that nobody else has. Tunability that's faster than anybody else's bow. That's pretty much unique, and I can tune that bow, set it perfect tune on it, and set it right to your hand, no matter what archer you are. And we have every kind of size and bow and fit and feel for every archer out there, as well as bows for families, kids, grow with you models. We're just trying to grow archery in every facet we can, and I think that's really what makes Bowtech a special company. The premier company, one of the top premier companies out there. And we only sell and work with our independent dealers so they can set up these bows right for you, right for the customer, right for the archer, and make you the best archer you can be, no matter what you want to do. Target archery, competition archery, just shooting with your family, or hunting, hardcore hunting. That's really what we do every single day. So that's what Bowtech is.
Before we get into the nitty-gritty of actually Bowtech, man, I want to know how the season has been going for the both of you.
How's it been going for you, Eric?
Yeah, I see that big smile.
Well, we'll say this year has humbled me once again. Like last year, I had a real humbling season. I was very successful last year, and this year it just continued to follow suit. I actually had a club representative, one that runs the archery club, meet up with me yesterday, and he had to pay me for some targets and get some things situated. And when he was leaving, he called me over. He says, "Hey, come here. I need to see you for a second." And he comes over to me and he gives me a big hug and he's rubbing me up and down. He says, "I need some of this luck that you got." I mean, I don't even know what to say. I've had an exceptional year, and like we talked earlier, is this stuff can switch like a light switch. Like it can go from great to bad real fast, or it can go the other way around. So I mean, the season's a grind. I've hunted Texas and New Hampshire. I shot a really good buck opening day in Texas. I shot 3 of those. And then I came back to New Hampshire. I shot an exceptional 9-point that I thought was exceptional at the time, until last week when
We lost him.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Oh yeah. So
How was your season, Caleb?
my season has been good too. We'll wait for Eric to catch up there, but I've had a great season. I've started off with Wyoming is kind of how I started off in September with a dealer. and we go out and we hunt always for the last 6-7 years. An amazing ranch, 30,000 acres, and I harvested an amazing mule deer buck with the bow, 42 yards, velvet, just beautiful. And then a beautiful antelope with real freaky reverse cutters with the Excalibur, the new Rev X. That was great. And then New York was real hard hunting. There's been a lot of bow pressure and crossbow pressure early I've seen. And I was close to a few big bucks, just couldn't get within range. And then I went to Illinois and I did kill 2 beautiful doe. And that they were, one of the biggest does I've ever shot, 150 pounds dressed. And then I just harvested a beautiful buck in Illinois. So it's been a good start to the season here. Like Eric said, though, it can go from good to bad. You're fortunate to get in the woods and you just see something cool every time. You hunt a lot of long hours and sometimes it just doesn't all come together, but you always see this cool, bird or fox or just beautiful sunrise, sunset. It's more than just that, that's just the special moment when you harvest that deer and everything else. So I've been super more than fortunate, and I just hope that, it continues and continues for you guys. And, Eric, what were you saying? Are you caught up here about, you shot that beautiful 9, and then where were you?
We lost him again.
You're still gone.
Poor
Can you hear me,
Eric.
Eric? Did you shoot a big deer? You did shoot a big deer, a real big deer.
We're gonna get to talking. He's gonna catch up like 2 minutes down the road and start responding to all our questions.
Yep. So I missed like the last 2.5 minutes. So, anyways, I shot a big deer, a world-class deer for New Hampshire, right? New England isn't known for big deer, and when you shoot something that's 120 inches or more, you've shot a exceptional deer. And the last deer that I just shot last week was 150 some odd inches.
Wow,
Stud.
That's an absolute stud.
Yeah,
150
it had
inches.
one tooth in its front lip.
How about you guys? How's your season going? You guys doing any good over where you're at?
Stevie's been doing really good.
Yeah, I smashed one. I think the day before you shot your Illinois buck.
They're going. That's why. Rut's on.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's just starting to pop off here. I think I caught it a little early last week. It was like the beginning of the cold front and a little early in the rut, but this week it's wide open now.
Cameras have just been absolutely off the chains the past couple of days, and I think that rut is just starting to get going. We've been putting in a lot of hours, seeing a lot of bucks, passing a lot of deer. Stevie had got that real nice one, and I'm kind of holding out. I got a couple that I'm just really holding out for. But like you had said, the season can change. It can go from bad to good, but it can also go from really good to bad too. So it's one of those things that it can definitely change in the matter of a second.
Oh, without a doubt, it's those highs and lows though that make it, I think, such a addictive sport as well. Such a awesome thing about it, that you can be so low and you don't hit a deer right, or you're not seeing anything, and anything can change in 30 seconds, a minute. All of a sudden, the buck of your lifetime walks out and you smash. Just stuff like that happens. I've seen it way too many times with way too many instances, from new archers to getting deer to kids getting, harvesting animals, or, guys pulling a bow again who couldn't after doing an exercise program with an easy draw, stuff like that. Just cool stuff out there. So, it's exciting. It's the season's not over. It's going on. And like you said, I think my cameras have been off the chain the last couple of days too. So a lot of daylight's going on. Get out there, boys. Spend your time in the woods.
It definitely
right. Like we were saying before, and how quick it can change. The night I killed, me and Trev were just starting to have it was getting late enough in the day where we're having a conversation about tomorrow. Like, what are we going to do tomorrow? And I said, well, this hunt's not over yet. It was getting close to being over, but it wasn't over yet. And I said, let's hold on here, buddy. We're getting to crunch time right now. Within minutes, Trev had an encounter with a legit shooter, and I shot my buck minutes later. And, you go from thinking about this hunt's over, what am I going to do tomorrow, to next thing you know, I got an arrow fly and he's got his bow off the hanger,
Exactly. So
that's why we do it, though. That's what it's all about.
Oh, dude. I tell people the reason that I love this sport and what gets me and why I'm probably so passionate about it is, that feeling of, when it all comes together and you harvest that animal, or you hit that perfect score, or you rise above the competition and you get that it's really, for me, that animal, and I get that adrenaline rush, that natural high, and that shakes almost where you're shaking falling out of the tree. It's the best feeling in this world. You've never felt anything like it. No drink, no nothing, and I'd sit every day the rest of my life to feel it one more time. That's how sick it is and how good it is. um, and it, then when you share that with somebody else, you take out a first time archer, or my wife, my daughter, I've taken out many people and experienced theirs and felt theirs. And, you're shaking so much harder the whole time because you have no control of the situation, and you're double the scent, and, so much more can go wrong. And, and that's why we use the best equipment that we have here, and do everything we can to get an inch or a little bit closer to that harvest animal, that big buck, that perfect score, that, whatever you want to do. So, I mean, that's what gets me. That's why I love and do archery pretty much every day.
So let's break right into it. I mean, one of the real big reasons that we have you here is the big release on the 26th, and there's some really cool things and really big things coming from Bowtech down the line, and you're gonna hear it first here. Why don't you break into it and kind of go over what Bowtech has new coming for the new season?
Sure. I mean, we're gonna do some pretty awesome stuff this year, and we're gonna show you some pretty awesome bows and equipment, some stuff that we've never done before, um, and using some of these new technologies that we've had out. We're gonna work off of one of our best platforms of bows, our SS34, which is our Super Smooth 34. It was our flagship bow. 2 years ago, we always have a Super Smooth bow. That is our number one selling bow. People love that bow. It's got the best draw cycle, the best cam feel. We really pulled all archers, and that's really what they want, is that best draw cycle, that best letdown, just that. So we're going to take that platform, and then we're going to, give you the best of the best technology in aluminum bows on the market, fully integrated with all of our new center mass accessories. So it'll have, a tight spot center mass quiver matching in our new color that we're releasing this year.
What's the color?
Sandstone.
Nice.
Whoa.
Yeah. So we're releasing a new color, and it'll have that matching quiver with it, because we're going to offer this really awesome high-end, a couple packages, a tree stand and a mountain package. Nobody's ever really done this before. Some really, really high-end premier gear, right? To just, you can either get the bow still by yourself and trick it out how you want, but this package is, we've been selling a lot of high-end equipment that looks exactly like this across a lot of shops in New England, and it fits our archers, our demographic of archers, our woods, where you're only shooting maybe 20, 40, maybe you got a 50 or 60 here or there. Unless you have a field, though, you're really limited. You're really 40 yards and in. And that's where I really prefer to take all my shots. And honestly, I really prefer 30, 20 yards and in. The closer, the better. So, for New England archers, we're going to put a center mass sight on there. And our sights, they go right. We're going to do a new evolved version of our sights, which is pretty awesome technology. It's our sights go right into the riser of the bow. Now we're going to actually bring them right in the center of the bow. All the weight's dead center, right in the center of the riser of the bow, which, is perfect balance. We're going to offer a custom dual track. It's going to come, with a white ring, a 0.19 pin on the top, and then a 0.10 pin on the bottom, which are independently adjustable. And then that's also on a dial where you can put sight tapes and go all the way out to 100, 120 yards, whatever you want, for the speed of your bow, the poundage you're shooting. And it's going to come with a fully integrated dovetail. And we're going to offer our new ripcord that we launched last year, our cable-driven ripcord, micro, integrated, amazing technology. You can, set it without even putting in a press. If you use the football and tie it in, I like to tie it in myself. And then you can pretty much run it through, time it, and then just, click it forward, and it's set and ready to rock. And then we're going to offer it in an actually matching sandstone center mass stabilizer as well for that tree stand package. We're also going to offer that mountain package, more of a Western package with a 5-pin black gold and a limb driven rest. So if you guys more prefer that limb driven or a multi-pin, that option's there as well. Or you can just buy the bow by itself and trick it out with all of your own accessories, what you want, because if you're a high archer, you might like certain things. And we're going to offer this bow with 2 cams. And the really cool thing about that is when you have 2 different cams on a bow, we can really cover a lot of different archers. So our standard draw cam is going to be a fast cam, but still that it has that amazing super smooth draw cycle where you almost feel no stack to it. And shooting very fast, 336 feet per second. And that'll go 25 to 30 inches. And then we are going to also offer it in a long draw cam that goes 27.5 to 33 inches. And that's going to fit every kind of archer out there. All these long, big guys, these kids, they're growing. I mean, I see 31, 32, 33-inch guys way more often than you think in shops. And that's got a big cam. It's going to be awesomely smooth. That's 331 with that larger cam for feet per second. So, these bows, we've proven that this 34 is just, an amazing bow, an amazing size bow that forgiving. You can shoot it really far for Western market, 60, 70, 80 yards. If you really only, that's your shot you got, you practice enough. But, for here, I like that dual track. I use 1 pin right to 30 yards. And then I use my bottom pin at 40 yards. And then if I want to go shoot, at a competition shoot, Total Archery Challenge, Mountain Challenge, any of these 3D shoots out there, Reinhardt 100s, I can use that dial and shoot all different distances for fun. So, that's a pretty new, amazing bow, flagship bow that we're going to put out this year, Trevor.
What's the name of that one?
That's going to be the Proven 34.
Ooh.
So, yeah, so that's pretty slick. And then we've noticed a real demographic of archers, guys who, maybe want an amazing bow, but they don't want all the bells and whistles. They don't need everything there. But we're going to offer a flagship bow. That's a 30-inch bow. It's going to be a lightweight bow. It's actually our LS series. It's going to be our light series. It goes 25 to 30 inches. For draw length, 331 feet per second, very fast. It's got deadlock cams on it, so you've got that amazing technology there, flex guard, and it's not integrated. You still have your regular sights you can put on the side, and regular mount holes, but it's going to be at a nice price point of $11.99 to with a real high end package going up to right around $15.99. We're going to offer that with a 5-arrow tight spot, a 5-pin black gold sight, a ripcord drop away cable driven, and a 6-inch center mass stabilizer. So we're going to offer some really nice bows at some awesome prices. And, I think that's a great bow for a saddle hunter. It's actually based off of our Solution Super Smooth bow, which was one of the best selling bows for a 30-inch bow. So we're going to come out with those. And so far the feedback, I've been running around shops for, the last month. That's just how all these bows get on the shelves for all you guys. As I show all the dealers, I meet with them, and then, pretty much they bring in and the feedback on both of these bows has been just tremendous. Everyone who shoots them just say, these are the best bows you've ever made. They're the smoothest, the best feeling, the most dead in hand. So I'm excited. It's going to be an exciting launch. I'm excited for these bows. We've been shooting them for a while, and they're true to form amazing. Eric's played with them. We take him to the beast mode lab there where he's hanging out. I don't know if he's caught up or not, but we tune him up. We run around. So it's going to be exciting. Our deadlock cam, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that technology and our cam technologies. I think that's what really separates us as a company as well. So we put a perfect center shot on the bow. So we take your arrow, we tune it right to the bow. We level everything, the sight, the bow, everything's level. And then we never touch your rest again. That arrow always continues to come perfectly through the center of the bow. and then I put it in your hand and we shoot it with you. And you have a different grip, than Trevor and Steve. We all have different grips, and we shoot a little different. And we shoot you through paper. We try to shoot a bullet hole, and based off of how it tears through paper, we have this deadlock technology where we loosen a screw on the cam, and we can move the cam left to right and perfectly line it up to your hand and how you shoot. And when you shoot that perfect bullet hole, and this bow is perfectly tuned to you, and I can do it in a matter of 30 seconds, then I can switch and do it to you with your arrow the same way. You'll never shoot better. I've seen archers for the last few years just shoot these bows and shoot better than they've ever shot. And this year, these bows, I'm excited for them because they're taking that to another level as we're seeing for 2025. So,
Caleb, I want to back you up real quick. I didn't want to cut you off. So, the first we were talking about the two cams. So, is that replacing the flip disc?
Nope. So we still have a flip disc as well in our cams, which he's referring to our module, which, that's how you adjust your draw length from, whatever the range is on that bow. But then it also has two feels on all of our bows. So it's a comfort mode and then a performance mode. So some people like more of a comfort draw, smooth sit all day. Other guys want more of a rip, rock, let it go. So you can get that feel with our bows on the cam with our flip disc on the module. Like I said, we make these super smooth bows, but then we also make speed bows. We make the Core SR speed redefined bow last year. And that bow's, if you want the most kinetic energy on the market for a 70-pound bow, that thing has got it. I've tested it versus everything out there. It's a rocket ship. It wants to go. It's for that archer. And there's some guys out there who want that. They want that extra draw, power. Maybe they got a shorter draw length. I don't know. Maybe they're going for, African animals, something like that. I mean, or whatever. But, and then on our cams as well now, we've added the ability to micro tune your cables. And what that means is if you're using custom strings or, you're putting in a draw board and you're checking your draw lengths and all that, and everything's off just by a hair. Now you can, instead of just, adding twist to change your rotation or, pick up that to get it into spec or change it at, right to where you want it to hit together. Now you can micro adjust. Before it was always you have to add a half a twist or a full twist. Now I can micro adjust that just a millimeter one way or another and really perfectly tune it. Or I can push them one way or another and give you a deeper valley or a more shallow valley. So like I said, you can hold all day or you can make it like a rocket ship. So between the modules, how you set these cables, and they'll work with you at the dealer to help set this perfect to you. They'll set it at a general, you shoot it, and then it's just like, you're getting eyeglasses. They put one on. Can you see better? Nope. Hey, yep, now I do see better. Hey, does this feel better when I take it this way? Or does it feel better when I take it that way? And you read the archer and the person who comes in. If he's an older guy who's 50 years old, he's probably going to want the super smooth bow. If he's a 27-year-old kid or 21-year-old kid who comes in, he's all jacked up, he might want that speed bow and be ripping for the energy. So, that's why we make the different bows and models. And that's how the cams and some of the technology in our cams that separates us from any other company out there. And when you have bows that shoot that good, I mean, you're going to hit more X's and shoot more deer, shoot more animals,
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. I mean, it's been the industry standard forever, right? Twisting cables and taking a twist off and adding a twist here. But like anyone that's ever done it knows it's a pain in the ass, right? And sometimes you just can't get it exactly like you want it. And it sounds like what you guys are doing is making it super easy and with the ability to make it absolutely perfect.
Yeah, other companies, you're either putting shims in cans, moving them around, or they're not even setting them up right to shops because that takes too much time to take the bow apart, put it back together, or what other various things they have out there. That's really our patents and what's unique to us. But when it is easier like that, and there are little adjustments like that, like just think about little things like you go home from your archery shop and you start shooting your fixed blade broadheads, after shooting your field points for a couple of weeks, getting used to the bow, and they're hitting a little to the left or the right. Well, some other people have to move their rest then, and they can't go and move their cams. I could loosen my cam, move it a millimeter, and hit a perfect bullet hole again with it. And I've never touched my rest. I still have a perfect center shot going through the center of that bow, shooting perfectly level. And that's the big deal about that, and that's if you're an archer who wants to shoot, I demand my equipment to be, splitting arrows at 40 yards with broadheads in the wind. And I demand to be 100% to 60. And this equipment gives it to me without a doubt. I'm so confident in my equipment. I would not hesitate to take that shot on a trophy deer, out west or anywhere. I have guys, I'm watching them shoot at these competitions and these challenges, and they're shooting out to 120, 130 yards, and they're 10, 12 ringing it. And it's amazing. I mean, and competition shooters shooting perfect scores with high amounts of X's, so some of the best top archers in the world, Paige Pierce, all these people and stuff. So yeah, it's just great, these bows for whatever you want to do, like I said, and we have great grow with you bows, as well in our sister family, powered by our Diamond line. And then, we have some, when you get in, like with our Amplify, that's a nice adjustable bow, to get you into the Bowtech line. So, we're just kind of trying to do everything to get, like you say, that archer, that next step, that kid to the next step, you to hold that bow an extra second longer to harvest that deer, or be more comfortable drawing it in the cold weather, or, it needs to be perfect and never fail and always stay in perfect tune when you're shooting competition, 60 arrows or whatever it is, and they have to hit the X after X after X, because one arrow you lose that, so it's neat product, neat bows, like I said, neat company. And if you're an archery fanatic and guru like you guys are and us, you got to check them out.
Yeah, I think another thing that is huge, especially being a hunter, right, is the stuff you're incorporating into the bows where you don't need a bow press. Like, all you need is a set of Allen wrenches, because shit happens in the middle of the season. Shit happens when you're on the side of a mountain, and certain manufacturers, you're pretty much screwed without a bow press or a bow shop. And, the Bowtech's a little bit more easier to work on and fix and get back in tune on the fly.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I check my bow everywhere I go. I go from here to Illinois, or I'm going to Wyoming or whatever. I'm shooting it here. It's perfect. I get out there. It's 90 degrees and completely dry and no humidity, and I'm whacking an inch off. And you just quick, boop, boop, small adjustment on your sight, or quick on your, if you need to, you can adjust your cam, whatever. I mean, it's right there. It takes you seconds with your Allen keys, like I said, and you're right back on, dead nuts in an arrow or two, and then harvesting that animal, or giving you the confidence to do that. So.
What are some of the bows too that are coming back that are, in the same line? Like, are they doing another carbon bow, or are we just staying with the Carbon 1X, or?
Yeah, so our Carbon 1X, which was based off of, our first carbon, hand-laid carbon, finest carbon in the world, was our Carbon 1 30-inch bow. We still have the Carbon 1 with the 30-inch bow, and our Carbon 1X 33-inch bow. Both of those are going strong, amazing bows. I actually shoot the Carbon 1X myself. It's without a doubt the best shooting bow on the market. It's dead in hand. You feel nothing. It's the best tuning with hand laid carbon. It's the stiffness in the materials, what you're getting there. So it's more than easily 50 times stiffer than aluminum. People don't think their risers are bending. But they are slightly. Old risers in the past, they used to actually bend and seize from all the side pressure and torque. And that's why we have these, flex guards on the side that rotate in with wheels, take all the pressure off, get out of the way. But when I actually tune this bow, that riser's even stiffer, even more rigid, so when I tune that cam and that bow, to me, it's the best tuning bow on the market. I shoot it, and it's, also I hunt late season. I hunt nuisance tags. I'm hunting well into March even, and in very cold weather, 10 degrees, 10 below, wind chills -20 sometimes, and I'm all geared up and still shooting these bows, and the riser's warm versus a metal riser. So, like an aluminum riser, and it does make a difference. I have one store, he puts 2 risers right in the freezer. As soon as you walk in the door, they're like, carbon, aluminum. He just pulls them out, hands them to him, and that guy, he sells more carbon bows than most other shops.
Really?
So we got both carbons going forward. We got our Core SS and our Core SR. Those are our core fully integrated bows that we had last year. Our flagship bows did tremendous for us. They're both going forward this year. Our Eva Shockey Gen 3, amazing bow that did lights out. Not only for women, that fits, that was pretty much a CP28 on steroids with those cams. And now that you can set deeper valleys and everything on it, it fits, guys, everybody. It goes out to 29 inches, so I can shoot that bow. I've got guys hunting elk with it, and it's such a lightweight bow. It's changed a lot of people's minds. So we'll have those bows going forward this year. The Reckonings, our target bows are 36 and 39. That's where all this cam technology really started. In those bows as well, you have different stops available, hardwall, metal stops. So if you like a real hardwall feel at the end of your cycle, a real soft cycle, we're going to do an upgrade kit to our Reckonings this year. That's exciting for all you target archers out there. A new, stiffer, more rigid, actually, flex guard arm and all that. They've gotten it even more accurate than it's been. And they're going to release 4 new limited edition colors that you can get the Reckonings in. And new different stops. Because like I said, people want different feels. How do they set it different on a target bow? And on those target bows, you can change and set your let off too, while maintaining your true draw length. And that's what's really been amazing about those target bows. So, they're going to continue forward for us for another year. And I'm seeing, our target shooters shoot the best scores they've shot. And then we're still going to have our Amplify and our Zion, 2 of our hearts of our line, which is a really lightweight carbon bow, our carbon Zion. And then our Amplify, just an amazing bow, fits you, kind of grows with you. Also great as a you're kind of getting into Bowtech. It may be your first bow, and you may be changing poundage and weights because you're going up in weight fast because you're just learning, and your muscles strengthen right away in a few weeks. And you go up 10, 15 pounds and offer an awesome, package that gets you going with a 3-pin and, 5-pin sight, whisker biscuit stabilizer, quiver, just a great package to get guys going. So those bows, we've really cleaned our lineup, and are offering you, the best stuff here. And we released our limited edition magnesium bow this summer. I don't know if you guys remember that.
We do remember.
Rally.
How do you forget that bow?
So that bow's we brought that around New England. That's a magnesium bow, which is another material. These improvements are now coming in materials in the high-end archery bows. So it's a magnesium bow, magnesium riser, magnesium cams. It's a magnesium alloy. It's 10 times easily stronger than aluminum again, and it's over 1.5 pounds lighter than any other bow. Magnesium, titanium. It's built on an SR platform that's 32 inches axle. That's a speedy bow too. That comes in hot right below the SR, but it feels a little better. It's got more like that carbon 1X cam on it. And it's got, laser engraved cams, laser engraved riser, beautiful. Our new Cerakote finish with a topographical lay, and it came with, custom glass strings. We gave all the proceeds full to Honor, partnered with them, a great organization that sponsors, all kinds of veterans and military and all that kind of stuff. And, we offered it with all the best accessories on it, a custom case, and we released it at our event, the Rally, which is a big 3D shoot we had this summer. And it was for all customers, all Bowtech customers, as a give back, as well as all archers out there with any brand can shoot any bow. But if you shot a Bowtech, obviously we gave you some extra swag, and you got a little less entrance fee and some extra VIP stuff there. And it's a great event. We had hundreds turn out for it, and launched the bow, and that's turned a lot of heads. So, we still, I think there might be 1 or 2 left in a few shops in New England if guys are lucky, if they're looking out there. But we've got
anybody
magnesium,
else?
we've got carbon, we got the best in aluminum. It's really, where do you go from here? It's going to be a great year, guys.
Has anybody even come out with anything even close to the magnesium bow, or is Bowtech really the only one that's come out with anything?
There's a few other companies who are trying to do something very similar. Obviously it's just a material. What you're getting with magnesium is it's stronger, it's stiffer again. The beauty of that is you can machine it in-house like your aluminum bows. Hand-laid carbon only comes from 2 facilities in the world that build all the high-end carbon cameras and cars and bikes and all that kind of stuff. and it dampens vibration 10 times more than aluminum. So, bows just being dead in hand, like we're talking about, no vibration, that material just allows for that. That's the characteristics of going to these materials. So that's why you go to the carbon. That's why you go to the magnesium. It's just that, they all just, feel amazing. Great. Do you want a little bit lighter bow? Do you want a little bit more dead in hand bow, a little bit warmer bow in the cold? We're catering right to that highest high end archer, and then every kind of fit and feel. So it's good time in archery, to be shooting these bows and have this equipment, out there.
I mean, it's one of those things. Are they going to do the adjustable? I know like our bows don't really have the Carbon 1X doesn't have the adjustable hand rest, but does the new bows do they have them?
Yep. So we also have an adjustable grip, which is our grip lock system, which is really cool. So a lot of guys are buying aftermarket grips because, like I said, maybe your hand's built a little different than mine, a little wider, a little fatter, a little whatever. And sometimes on longer bows, axle to axle, you may want more of an angle to your grip because it pushes you up into the center of the riser on that bow, and just gives you a better, firmer hold and feel. We have a screw you can loosen on either side, and then there's a Allen in the front, and you can put it all the way out to 14%, I believe, angle or so. So I find in a 33-inch bow, sometimes you might want a 2-3% angle. So we'll have that on all of our new bows this year. All of our stuff rocking, on the new 34. So it's everything that we've ever given you, even better. Like I said, the new sight in the center of the, that's pretty cool with a new bar. That gives you 33% more clearance and puts the weight right in the center of the bow. And then we're going to also offer a dovetail riser mount for that, so you can put any other sight. If you wanted a different brand than Black Gold, you could utilize the pick mount system on the front.
So basically, the new bows this year have all the features of the core system.
Oh, all the features of the core system.
Plus now the center line sight.
Yep, the center line sight that we've actually brought into the center of the bow even more, and we're actually going to do that on our cores as well going forward. We're gonna actually machine those risers so you can bring those in even better to the center of the bow. We've had better results with that, and it also brings the weight in. It gives you more, about 30% more objective clearance for your eye. So you don't have to maybe move your first axis as much there or something, so you don't have the body of your sight blocking your vision when you draw the bow. Just these little things that we're taking into consideration, for the archer there, and to, put everything just dead center, as narrow as you can be, as in line as you want to be. It's going to be great with all of our cores. We're going to still have, like I said, we got a 31-inch core, super smooth. We're going to have this awesome 34 with 2 different cam options to fit every archer, and you still got our speed bow, our core SR. So it's gonna be a strong year, I think, for us again.
I'll tell you what. I mean, I love the bow I'm shooting right now. I'm shooting the Core SS, and if I had to pick one thing that I like about it the most is how slim it is, slim profile with that core system. When I'm in the tree saddle hunting, I hang my bow off the left side of the tree, and there's nothing. My bow is so tight to the tree. I'm not even using like a hanger anymore. I'm hanging right off my gear strap. And it's just so slim, in the past, there's so much shit on the right-hand side of your bow that it's pushing your bow off the side of the tree.
Yep.
And that Core SS just sits right on the side of the tree. It's nasty.
Oh, I'm the same way. A lot of guys are saddle hunting now, and I mean, it was a thing in the past, and it's brought back. And I mean, we've got more of the best saddles and equipment now. You can get in any tree out there, and like you said, I want a slim profile because I've had deer right under the tree I'm in. I can hang in any tree right off a hard run somewhere. And I've had times where even my backpack next to me or my pack or even a longer bow hook impairs my shot. So I'm keeping my bow as tight to that tree as possible on a small bow hook. And that way I have the maximum ability to flux and then get these, because it's hard to get in these places and get that shot when it finally does happen in that one opportune moment with that trophy animal or whatever you're doing. I'm agreeing with you when you can get this a little narrower, a little tighter, and that's why we make our tight spot quivers to be as tight to the bow as possible. Lifetime warranty. You drop that sucker out of the tree and crack the thing, we're taking care of it. All U.S. made on our sites from U.S. components with black gold, integrated with bars, anything you want, pick mount, dovetail, regular side mount, and you can get them in with our first access super tight and move it any which way you need there to fit any size riser of bow, to thick to thin. And then, integrated with these sights or with these rests. So that way you can just, not even have bolts on the side of your bow or anything. You're literally just a dovetail right off on your riser in your drop away or in your whisk or your biscuit, whatever you want. We offer both in the integrated form. And then even some guys run stabilizers in the front, and then some guys will even run stabilizers in the back. Like I have on my bow here, I have a stabilizer in the back that gives you a little backside weight. And that has an integrated mount as well that goes into the riser of the bow. So like you say, we're just trying to make it as slim, as great as possible for these scenarios. You're in a small area, maybe you're in a blind, whatever the situation. It's just, these are things that we're doing to make the bow as good as possible for that person who wants that in that situation.
Caleb, are you a quiver on or quiver off?
So I shoot with both. I practice with it on, because that's very key, especially if you're going out like west hunting and stuff, and you're spot and stalking and moving and going through, and maybe you miss or there's high winds. Stuff happens. I mean, and you want to keep that on, and then I shoot with it off, especially when I'm in the tree, and I keep that right next to me, normally on another bow hook or on my bag bow hook, and I always loose that second arrow. Because you wouldn't believe how many times I just had down that buck. I mean, I shot a follow-up shot. I got it. You rarely do. But, once you get one in them, and if it doesn't look exactly right or it's not the reaction you want, I mean, I'm going to put that animal down as my due diligence as fast as possible, So it's I hunt with it off, in New England, majority of hunters, I think, do. And we have a riser mount for our quiver as well, so you can put that right into the riser or mount it off of your sight. So just these bows are the ultimate in technology for what you can do right now.
So I've always been like a consistent quiver off type shooter, right? Like never have a quiver on a bow, never, always same, like you take it off. So ever since I've gone to Bowtech and with the tight spot quiver, I literally hunt with that thing on because it's like virtually not even there. Where years past, when you have other quivers, it stands out and it's really tough to hunt with. But I literally hunt with it on more than I hunt with it off now because it's integrated into the bow and it's just like it's part of it.
Yeah, but dude, it comes with the integrated carabiner. You got to take it off.
I know.
You can't use the carabiner.
Like I said, 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I'll tell you what, just a testament of how thin that bow is, even with the quiver on. I couldn't believe that I could put my bow in my case with 4 arrows in the quiver and shut my case and leave the quiver on.
I'm the same exact way. I feel the same exact way. Like nothing better than coming back to the truck, undoing your stabilizer and putting the bow in, and the bow is just, you don't have to worry about no quiver off. Like it's just slim, pack in. It's like bread and butter, dude. It all fits in one pack, which is super nice. I've never had that with another bow.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, I shoot a little bit of weight out front here because I was shooting in some wind out west, and weight always deadens you and makes you shoot a little better. And when I draw, I want to be able, when I draw naturally and hold, just like any bow, it should be naturally lined up to you and fit to you like we do. And it should be holding right where you want it. And I needed that little bit of weight soak because I was drying and I was coming in a little high. So, and always, if you're putting 3 ounces on what's 4, you're always going to be a little better, So when you're in between, I always go err on that side of things. But like you say, I pop that stabilizer off. I set it right in my case. I zip it down, lock it down.
Done.
And, you pack your clothes around it if you're going to, fly and stuff and you're worried and you want a little extra cushion. But I come out. My quiver's even still on it with my arrows. Extra arrows are there in the tube. And I pull it right back out, put the stabilizer on. I check it. And I'm ready, normally just money ready to go. Maybe a minute click or 2 on the sight at most, and it's done, and I'm rocking. So it's cool, like you said, and it's fast. You're throwing it in the truck. A lot of guys, me, It's in and out the truck. You're doing an afternoon hunt, a morning hunt before work, just swinging out, swinging in. I know I'm doing it tomorrow for last day of bow season here. Going to sneak out in the morning, and then my daughter's birthday's this weekend, so we're going to go do the family stuff this weekend, and that'll be great, So, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be an exciting 2025 with these bows. We're excited, to be working with guys like you, Outdoor Drive, obviously, and all the local dealers that we work with. Where we're going to push these guys to go check out these bows, check them out on the 26th.
So they'll be in store to shoot on the 26th. That's the goal, or today.
Yeah, we're launching it. You're going to see what these bows are, and you're going to be shooting them. You're going to be in the shop shooting them, and we're going to be rocking. We're going to be shipping in December. We're actually going to offer a special promo. I was thinking here for anybody who is listening to this Outdoor Drive, and you come in and you mention that you listen to the Outdoor Drive at any local dealer, any Bowtech dealer. You can find them right on our website, anywhere in New England, in any of these states. And we made a new case this year, new soft case, new Bowtech soft case. Thing is awesome. We made come and you buy any of our flagship bows in December, and you mentioned the Outdoor Drive 25, and we're going to give you a free bow case. And you just tell the dealer, the owner of the shop, and you can tell them Caleb, and they'll get a hold of us, and we'll work it for you. And that'll be a good deal for you, a little extra incentive, so you can get our new cutting edge, awesome bow case. Cam protection, protects your cams if you're just throwing it in the truck, like we say, any of that kind of stuff. Pouches for your extra knocks, arrows, tools, anything you need there. An arrow pouch, everything ready to rock. A couple custom straps so you can do whatever you need with it. So you definitely need to check that out too while you're in there. You want to protect this investment when you make a nice bow, like you say, like that. It's I've seen 4 fall off of cars already and get ran over from guys, right into shops over the last couple of weeks. And, you hear of everything.
It's that time of year.
It's the time of year where you start, we joke around. This is the time of year where the bucks get all stupid and do dumb shit. But when you're on the grind and lack of sleep and lack of food, we do some pretty dumb shit too.
Yeah.
No, man, I got guys, you warranty sights when I drive over it with my truck. Like, I don't think that's a manufacturer's defect, like, I'm sorry, brother, but,
call your Ford dealer.
We take care of the customer. I mean, you wouldn't believe, you register your bow, and you go to and you work with your local dealer. There's plenty of times that we help pay for half or 25%, or we try to help you out. We try to get you back in that bow because we know you're going to have a little cost to get it back repaired and out there. And I don't know, a lot of companies who do that and want to take care of their customers like that. So, I mean, really, we take really great, highest level customer service out there, in the industry, and we just strive to be the best in archery at every facet. So, I mean, you wouldn't expect anything less when we're building bows like this.
So not only for vertical bows, just real quick, what is coming out on the crossbow side? Anything new on the crossbow side for some of those guys that are crossbow hunters that are listening in?
So yeah, we launched our awesome Rev X last year. This bow's turning heads. It's blowing minds. I mean, we are up astronomically in crossbows this year. Archers, don't have as much time anymore. Aging demographic, older guys, kids getting in the woods. Crossbows are great tools. It's maybe just, I want to be accurate with everything: gun, rifle, bow, throwing star. Heck, I'm a guy, whatever. So, but this Rev X has an assist crank in it. It's only 10 pounds. My 13-year-old daughter can crank it and let it down. There's no backlash. You can stop anytime you want. It's one of the safest machines out there. It's got, if you don't put the bolt in, it's got a retention ball that locks in.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fire the bow. You can't dry fire the bow. So, just amazingly safe, super easy to cock. I have a guy who's like 83 using one, and he can cock it himself and go hunting. A guy just harvested a beautiful buck in Pennsylvania, 101 years old, with a crossbow, no kick, so Excalibur, I'm not going to wreck it for you, but there's going to be something new at ATA. There's going to be something cool and new and cutting edge that you wouldn't expect from Excalibur, because we make recurve crossbows, right? And they're beautifully fast, 420 feet per second. But they're simple, they're easy. They're a recurve limb with just a string, no cams or anything. And the beauty of that is I can keep it in perfect tune myself with a restringer that we sell. or, you know, I can change the string in the field if you did damage it, or cut it with a broadhead, or just something happened to that string, you know.
Just don't
I can
run
put
over with your truck. You'll be all right.
and yeah, then run over the truck, but I can put it on and change the string right there in the field. So, you know, that's what, you know, people are turning to Excalibur, and they're just amazing warranty, less than 2%, you know, like they're just so reliable, so fail safe. I see people using them for 20 years, and handing them down to kids, and they just shoot accurate. They're amazing. I mean, I shot that antelope with one. I tested it last year. I shot 5 doe with it, just doing some cleanup on a property for a guy who has a lot of deer in Kentucky, and it's just amazingly awesome. You know, you take a kid out there, you want him to ethically harvest his first deer, and then what we launch in January, we'll have to do another podcast because it's going to be pretty hot, this crossbow that's coming out.
So one of the things with Excalibur that was kind of cool, like throughout the years, you kind of watch it. Like didn't somebody do a study on them and they dry fired them like 60 times and it didn't do anything to the bow or something crazy like that?
Like, we don't recommend any of that kind of stuff and all that.
Not.
But I used to sell them like 15 years ago, and I used to like dry fire it in every store I walked into, and then shoot a bullseye, and maybe the string would fly off of it. I just put it right back on and shoot a bullseye, and they'd like look at me like I was crazy. You know, we don't recommend it, but I mean, they can take the punishment. They're solid. They're a good machine. You know, the does occasionally, if something like that happened, break the tip or splinters, but we get you new limbs within days, couple days.
Wow.
And most of my dealers have extra limbs there and can get you back in the field that day. All these compounds, I'm seeing it in every shop. They're breaking everywhere. I mean,
without even dry firing them, there's
nuclear air is a huge part. Don't get me wrong, but they're all going to break because, I mean, they all need strings and cables every year. Those camp systems, you know, they're $100 to $300 to strings and cables.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these 500 feet per second ones they're putting out, you can only shoot 100 times before you have to replace them. And they're all going to break. They're all going to break again, and they're all going to break again. And I think that's why I've seen so many people turn to Excalibur this year, why we're up. I mean, it's ridiculous how much we're up and how many people are turning this. And I think it's because we've seen crossbows now in the market for several years, and a lot of people use them for hunting, and now they're getting sick of having their bow in, and then when they go in now and it's broken, it's 2 weeks to get parts and everything from there, and they can walk back out the same day hunting, or within 2 days with brand new limbs. You know, that says a lot. You know, they're hunting right now in the rut with this for the last 2 weeks in New York, so they're go time. If not, they'll just buy whatever they can get their hands on and go. Crossbow guys are a different animal, you know.
Yeah, unfortunately too, I hate to say it, but there's a lot of guys out there that wait until right before the season to get the shit out and start getting ready. And if you need parts that time of year, man, you could be in a jam because the season's right around the corner. You know? So availability is a big thing when it's time to go.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, especially crossbow guys, they take them out, they shoot them, they expect them to be on, and they grab some more arrows, maybe some more broadheads. But yeah, I mean, same thing with bows. Last minute guys, they pull them out, and then they wonder why everything's out of whack and everyone's backed up weeks on strings. But you know, it's like I tell guys every year. I mean, there's seasons going on all around at all different times. Maybe you can't do it because of your work or your life or whatever's going on, but I can work on your bow in January. I can get you parts in January. Bow season comes the same time every year, same as Christmas. You know, a lot of shops offer specials. You know, June, July, May. Bring your bows in early, get them set up. You know, and they'll offer a tune-up special, that kind of stuff. You know, you get your car checked out every year. You should do it with your bow and your equipment, especially your crossbows. Crossbows, I encourage it. Have somebody look at that every year. Just make sure he's in spec, especially if you're not confident with your equipment or you don't want to know it that well. I mean, ours are super simple. We offer all kinds of videos online from Bowtech to Excalibur, where you can go on our website and see everything from the restringing to how to caulk, how to decock, how to load them safely, how to shoot them, all that kind of stuff, how to move our cams left, right, how to set up your bow properly. And you're going to see some cool launch videos from us as well on the new bows, how to set up the bows, how we set up the bows. And then, you know, just some cool hunts and some stuff there that we want to share with you guys and just show you what we do every day and you know, what you guys do every day.
Absolutely love it. So where everybody can go and find them at all of our local shops, go and check them out. So November 26th, they will be live and everyone can go watch. But don't forget to use Outdoor 25 though, because you get a free case. You cannot forget about that. That's the most important thing.
Outdoor Drive 25, you get that free case all of December. They'll be out, like I said. He says end of November. Let's get it rocking. You know,
Hell yeah.
perfect time for the holidays. Perfect time for Black Friday. They'll all be there rocking for you.
Awesome. Caleb, before we cut it loose, man, tell us what drives you outdoors.
Drives
You
me
got
outdoors.
earlier.
Yeah, and you get me with that like every time, man. But I think what drives me outdoors right now is, like you say, it's hard. It can change in a second. It's good to bad. But just find yours out there. Find your center. Find your piece this season. Find that tree. Get out there more. Find what really drives you. And I just hope that these bows help you to shoot better this year. I hope they help you enjoy that more, and they've helped you find that centerpiece out there in your woods. And that buck will come, that doe will come, that harvest will come, all those, it'll come. But I think that's what's going to drive me this season. I hope that's what drives you this season. And I hope you strive to be better and be that better archer and be the best you can be in this, and grow it for yourself and grow it for another archer. I encourage every guy out there, every gal, everybody in it, you guys yourself. I mean, we're hardcore about this, but get yourself into a new aspect of the sport. Take yourself outside of your comfort zone and get somebody into it as well. Maybe it's just you hunt, but maybe you never bow fish. Do that, or maybe you never gone to a 3D shoot. Do that, and take a friend and take a buddy and take the time and take the time to enjoy it. And make the day, because life's so busy, life's so hectic. We've got to work, we've got to go crazy, we've got all this, but I mean, we know how good it can be, and to get that minute, do that this year. So that would be my message for 2025, starting off here and launching with you guys, and I bet you guys probably could echo something of the same. What's driving you?
No, I'm with agreeance. You heard it right here from Caleb. And we'll leave it right there. And for everybody, make sure you get out to your local bow shops, shoot a Bowtech, check them out November 26th, and make sure to use the promo code OutdoorDrive25. And for everybody else, thanks for taking the ride right here on the Outdoor Drive.